even the World Series of Poker conference center, convention center space. Gonna take a lift out front because I believe it's actually a little bit cheaper. They have a bit of a surcharge when you take a lift from the convention center because of all of the World Series of Poker traffic. And I think that even happens late at night. Anyway, things finally turned around a little bit with a single table satellite where I ended up getting down to heads up, and we just made an ICM chop at that time. We just did it according to how many chips we each had. So out of the 1,600 prize pool, he got 9, I got 7, which is fine by me because the blinds were still relatively small, so there's going to be a lot of play going forward. I really just wanted to get out of there with something, with a win, and get to bed before the Super Turbo Bounty event tomorrow. So glad that turned out. Morning. Time to go head over to the Rio for the Super Turbo Bounty tournament. This could go probably one of two ways. Let's see which way it is. Come on. Please. The largest Ferris wheel in the world.
Filling up the people behind. That's what I heard. So we decided to go with the full size first. The little one showed up a lot of times.
Yeah.
I heard that complaint a lot. That was a good company.
We was left earlier in the morning.
Fuck that. So I ended up going out with Jax. It's kind of a cooler big hand. I mean, I was way short stacked. That wasn't the key hand. It was Jax. Someone else had 9, someone else had kings, someone had 10s pre-flop that they folded, and flop ran out clean for kings, and the board ran out clean for kings. A couple important hands before that where I really screwed up. One was when I had a 10-8 suited in late position. There was a late position raise to 700, and I called. And then there was a re-raise from the big blind. It was kind of a big, she's more like a recreational player. Had gotten some chips, had gotten some hands and chipped up. And he 3-bet to 2,000. And then original razor folds. At this point, I'm putting in pretty squarely on the big pocket pair with this play. This is like aces, kings, or queens. Maybe jacks. So my hand, 10-8 of spades, plays pretty well against a big pocket pair, and I'm thinking I can probably win a big pot off of him if I flop right. So I call. The flop comes, I think, pretty good for me. There's an ace, but then there's also a 4-6 with 2 spades. So I've got a flush draw here, and I can use the ace as a scare card. In the event he does have the big pair, and it's not pocket aces. So I bet out about 2,400. So that's about half the pot. And he calls. And just my read on him, based on how he's been playing and the player type, is that he's probably calling and peeling off another card and just trying to test how serious I am with his kings or queens or jacks. I do not think that he has pocket aces here. I mean, there's a small chance he might be slow playing this, but that was my read on him. The turn is another good card for me. It's a 10. I mean, he has pocket tens and he's made a set, but I really doubt that would be in his range to be 3-betting from the big blind pre-flop. And also, it's really hard to have that hand since 2 tens are already out. After the last 2 tens in the deck. So I figured I'd just pick up way more outs here, way more equity. But at this point I decided to slow down and check. And I think that is one mistake here. I think if I had continued with a bet on the turn, and continued to push my story, push that bluff on him, he would have folded. As it was, he did not do that. So he checked. Sorry, I should have done that. Didn't do that. So then he checks and checks through to the river, which is like a 3 of diamonds. And so it brings in a backdoor flush draw, as well as 3 to a low straight. So the board looks pretty, nasty with just a single pocket pair. And then here's where I make, I think, the second big mistake in this hand, which was the sizing of my bet. I bet out, but I bet out a very small amount. I bet out about 3,000. And that's, and keep in mind the size of this pot now is like 92, somewhere around there, 9,300. So a 3,000 bet, that's like a third of the pot. I think here if I bet stronger, if I bet like, 6,000 or 8,000, I think he folds. I think he folds kings face up, because there's just no way that kings is good on that board with the way it's run out of my betting. But as it was, it's such a small bet. He thinks about it for a while and tanks, and eventually decides to just put in the chips because he does have some chips to play with. And so I show 10-8, he shows pocket kings, just like I thought. So my read was right, but I made some bad plays there, just not pushing, not betting, not being aggressive when I needed to. I'm so disappointed in myself for that. Then the second key hand comes when I have ace-jack of spades in late position. It gets folded to fairly active late position player who raises to 700, and then I re-raise up to 2,000. This is with about 16,005 left in my stack. Then the guy behind me, immediately to my right, he thinks about it for a little bit and he decides to go all in for 13.5. Folds all the way back around to me. So, we have him covered, just barely. There's almost no way my hand is good here. What am I You know, does he do this with like tens or nines? Possibly. It's possible he does it with some kind of middle pair like that if he's reading weakness here, because these are late position raises. But more than likely he's got a hand that just has to be dominated or crushed. And then this is where I make another big mistake. I think it's what's known in tournaments as punting, where I basically just say, screw it, and I go all in. I call all in. And I have a pretty good feeling I'm behind, but I'm just like, oh, let's gamble. And so he flips over ace king of diamonds, which is definitely in that range of what he would have. So we're in pretty bad shape here. We need a jack or spades. The flop only comes with one spade, and then there's no jack, no help that comes. So then that knocks me down to crumbs at 1600, and that's when that jacks versus nines versus kings hand comes up. So I'm disappointed with the way I played this morning. I think I really punted. I think I didn't play aggressively and didn't trust my read and go with it and play smart and aggressive with it. And then after that, after I think feeling down on myself for that, I ended up just punting on another big hand. And I'm out of the tournament. Didn't even make it to the first break, which is sucky. So we're on the first break, and I'm going outside because it's cold in here. Need to get some hot air. Second break. I got some chips, but there's going to be a lot of gambling going on here in a second. We're out. That dude knocked us out. So I jumped into the Mega Satellite tonight. Started at 8. And I brought my dinner with me that I got from the cafe here. Was eating. Made a nice score with pocket fours where I flopped a set and doubled through the guy who flopped top pair, top kicker. And then I really fudged up a hand where I had ace king and flop nothing against a recreational player, I think from Spain, older gentleman who seemed to be just enjoying his coffee, and I thought I could blow him off of a hand by betting all three streets, which is called triple barrel bluff. I bet first 800, then 900, then on the end 3,000. And that was just a bad play all around because after he calls from the flop, it should be pretty apparent that he's got something. It's a queen 9 blank flop. Turn 7, river 3. And so if he has a draw here, some kind of a straight draw, like a jack 10 or a 10-8 or something like that, it missed, and I have the best hand and I win. And I could just check down the river, at the very least. If he has a pair, the rest of the run out doesn't look scary to him, so there's no way he's going to fold. Unless he somehow changes his mind and now thinks I have a big pair when he didn't think that before. This is just a dumb play that I seem to make with far too much frequency. Thinking I can blow somebody off a hand. So, that you know, because of that, I gave away a lot of the double up that I got. That was stupid. Tried to run a couple more small bluffs, and just nobody was buying it. And I didn't really pick up anything at all until the blinds got up to the point where I had a little over 10. I had maybe 11 big blinds, because this thing moves somewhat fast, and you start out with a low amount of chips. So I wake up the ace king of hearts under the gun, and I push all in. It gets folded around. An interesting thing happens where the button actually puts in a call. Well, he puts in like 800 worth of chips, not seeing, I guess, that I had put out my entire stack of 4,000. So he had to call the floor over, and the floor rules that since it's a multi-way pot, the chips that he put out have to stay in the pot, but he can either fold or call or raise. He still has the option to do what he wants, but the chips cannot come back. So he ends up folding, but then the small blind wakes up with kings. The guy's been a card rack just all night. He's shown jacks twice and made sets both times with him. And here with kings against my ace king, and the board runs out clean for him. So we are out of yet another mega satellite.
November 30th.
And again, I cannot say that I'm happy with the way that I played. I think I messed up there.